Hey everybody, welcome back to another YouTube video. This is RCB, aka Rocket Catchin' Bob, and today I have something great in store for you. We're going to be talking about small caps getting hot, and also kind of moves that you see that are identical to other previous runners. So, looks like a couple days ago we actually had a big move on PRPO, where you see this guy go from, let's just say, 185, makes a move all the way to about 761s. So I'm going to use this as an example to kind of pull back on and show you guys some similarities and how you can take advantage of this in the market. So this is kind of how we start on COCP. You guys know on previous videos we kind of went over maybe like the top 6 or 7 things you need to look for before ever taking the ticker or taking the play. One of those things is being a top gainer. Another is having news. This actually had news, COVID-19 related news, where it actually pushed from about 138 all the way up to about 230s. That's almost, like what, 90% or so. So that's a big move. So whenever you see something like this happen overnight or during pre-market or maybe the previous day after hours, you want to keep this on watch. If there's nothing else going on in the market where you're at, people are going to kind of go back and relate, hey, this is a play we should watch. So you always want to keep those in the back of your mind just in case. And you want to actually chart these out so maybe later in the day, if it passes a certain point, that you can take advantage of it. So here we can see that it actually made this move to 239, came back down to about 187, came back up to 205s-ish, and really couldn't do much there. Just kind of faded out afterwards. So the first thing I'm doing is, hey, here's a resistance level. As we came back down, I couldn't get back over. So later on today, if we end up passing this area, I think that I would take a play in it, right? We actually did see this push all the way up and break this $2 mark, go up to the 220s where, again, there is more resistance. So let's actually put that line up here also. And then I'll show you guys something else. So when it actually pushes from 220s back here to $2, it doesn't have to hold it perfectly. What you'll see is a lot of people will put their stop loss underneath that 2 or the whole number psychology at 199, 198. And usually what happens is the market makers will take them out and say, hey, you know what? If you have your stop loss here, let me just go ahead and get my order filled and sell off on you, and then we'll take it back up. So this is a perfect dip buy opportunity, which we actually called over on twitch.tv. If you're not a part of our live stream already, I hope you do come join us. This is something we actually took a lot of potential into buying and really did well with this. So we actually bought like 198s, $2, and it went all the way up to $2 or 220s. And unfortunately, I actually got out of a lot of it, if not all of it, here at $2.20. It did scale on the way up. I was thinking we were going to get like another push downward and kind of, set up for maybe that 220 test later. But instead, it just broke out and it used this 220 as a support. And then it actually just kept going up. So I just missed out on it, right? Another thing you can see here is it pretty much got this big uptrend very quickly. So let me draw this out for you, give you a good idea of what we're looking at. So we had this nice uptrend here. If you're kind of drawing from, where this consolidated from, and then it broke out, consolidated, it broke out. So this is again like what, a 1, a 2. Well, there's a 1 here, a 2, and a 3. So we'll just say there's more of a 3 move here, 3 pushes off consolidations. The first one I'm going to just say it's here, 1, and then consolidation number 2, and then number 3 just kind of kept going and got a little overextended there. And then that's where it actually broke this uptrend and came back. One thing I want to also look at is what happened next. So you see here we have this kind of horizontal resistance of about 285s, right? And then if you look at the bottom, we have this double bottom at 248. Well, I want you to think about what happened on the previous play yesterday, right? We kind of mentioned this ticker already. Let's look back at PRPO. Okay. what happened around this time yesterday? This is the top runner that ran like what? Almost like 300, 400%. This thing actually made a move past its high of days and kind of got overextended also, and then came back down. Came all the way back down here to 268s. Pushed back up, came back down again, 268s. It double bottomed, right? You had this little wedge downtrend here. So what I'm trying to kind of bring together here is when small caps are getting hot and you see a 100% mover, maybe the next day you'll see another mover kind of set up identically. So let's go back and look at COCP again. See how interesting this is? Double bottom. We do have a little bit of a downtrend support, but it's more of a channel instead. So there is some identical stuff to it. And then when we push this 280s mark, we actually do break this channel to the upside. So the similarities don't really stop there. Let's go back and let's look at what happened on PRPO after it broke that double bottom, right? So the double bottom happens, it breaks up, and it sets up another kind of another horizontal resistance, right? So 320s is now horizontal resistance, and we're getting kind of this uptrend, some higher lows, and then we get another push, and then we go into an uptrend. On COCP, we actually break this, and we get a horizontal resistance, right? And we break upward just like the previous runner. Funny how that works, right? Because a lot of people in the market have seen PRPO go, and they're saying to themselves, hey, check it out. I think this could be the next play, and I think it could set up identically. So you do kind of get that push upward. You kind of get this upward trend line going, except for the fact is COCP did not follow exactly to the T, but it did try. And that's what you got to keep in the back of your mind. Hey, what did the last runner do? Is this similar? And it can kind of give you an edge on what you might see next. So whenever this actually breaks this trend line, this upward trend line, it breaks it back down. It has to reset. So you'll see that this sits at $3 pretty nicely. So previous support was about $3, right? From, let's see this. See how it kind of held $3 here, bounced up, came back down, wicked out, and then it bounced up again. So later on, you want to see this hold. If anything, here's another example of kind of how I would take a play and how I did actually take a few entries on this. So anytime you see this kind of wedging, more downtrending, right, and it's kind of setting up this way, I'm personally trying to grab as close as I can to $3 in this example. And then if it breaks $3, I'm just going to get out, because this is more of like a descending triangle, right? Descending triangle is kind of like where it kind of comes down here, it pushes back up, it gets lower highs, comes back down, lower highs, same thing, and then we break down. So if you don't know what that is, now you do. Except in this situation, it actually holds this, and we reverse, and we break back out. So if you did take any position here, and you're risking off threes, maybe you're risking, maybe you bought 303s, and you're risking $3. That's 3 cents. All you got to do really is make 9-cent profit. So you're aiming for 312s. If this thing even breaks this wedge at all, you're going to see 312s easily. So this actually works out. It does work. It does come all the way back up to high a day. And we see this kind of double top around 344. I was aiming for $4 and being a little greedy today. Here's a great example of why you should always take your profits while they're there and take profits into volume. Look at this big, if not huge, kill candle. If you were trying to buy a breakout, maybe you even bought somewhere like right here. Let's just say you bought the 330s, right? This little consolidation break. You are probably trapped, and it's not looking good, because when they pull this down, you're already down maybe 15% of your account. And most likely after a kill candle, all these people in this area, all these people are now underwater. Anyone who bought it on the bullish side, right? So now what are they going to do? They're going to try to get out of it. So you're going to see a lot of resistance kind of set up. Now you got more of a, instead of this being a support, which it was before, now this is becoming a resistance, and now it's kind of doing its own thing. So I hope that this video helped you kind of learn about similarities of how when runners run, you can kind of look for the next runner to have some kind of similarities where it can give you an edge of what to look for next. If you like this video, leave us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, also turn on the notification bell. Also, if you haven't checked us out yet, we're on twitch.tv/RocketCatchingBob. I'll leave the description, or I'll leave the link in the description below. You can come over and you can check us out. We live stream every day, Monday through Friday, 8:30 until about lunch. All right. Thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you on the next.